Greetings lovelies, hi, it's Emmy. Welcome back to another Emmy Eats. Today I'll be eating Germany. So I received this package from Little Miss J. Thanks so much Little Miss J for sending me this package of more German treats. I'm excited to eat them. It's a huge package of wonderful treats. And I must confess that this is the second time I will be eating your package, Little Miss J, because I filmed the original yesterday, but I had a little bit of a technical snafu and it disappeared. So, bittersweetly, I'll be eating your package again. Little Miss J sent me such a huge package. There's still lots of things that I didn't eat in the first video that I'll eat in this video. So thanks again, Little Miss J, for sending me this package. It's incredible. Very comprehensive package of treats. Okay, German friends, please, like always, ignore my poor German. Okay, let's get started. Little Miss J sent me a little card, and she did this wonderful thing. She took pictures of all the treats she sent me, amazingly, and wrote little descriptions on the back. I've gotten a couple questions in the comments of people asking me why I call people Little Miss J or Little Miss K. And the reason why I do that is I ask people when they send me packages to give me a name they want me to call them in the video. And if they don't tell me, then I just use their first initial of their first name with Little Miss or Mr. to respect their privacy. No disrespect at all. I just want people to have their privacy if they want it. So this is the original packaging. As you can see, I already opened it because I ate it yesterday. So this is called Kabanos, and it's a sausage. And inside were two sausages, but now has become one sausage. And my son, I've found, loves this. So I'm going to cut it and give it a taste and tell you what I think of it. And here's a little slice of the sausage. So good. Really, really like that. It has a nice kind of snappy casing on the outside, and inside is some pretty finely ground meat and nice kind of little fatty sections in there as well. But the best part of that is a really nice smokiness. It reminds me a little bit of kielbasa with that kind of beautiful smokiness. Along with that, Little Miss J sent me a beautiful selection of breads, or brot. And these are a few examples of German bread. Leinsmanbrot, Vollkornbrot, I think that means like whole grain, pumpernickel, and Fitnessbrot. If you've never had German style bread before, you're in for a real treat. It's really quite different than some of the breads you may be familiar with. Sonnenkuchenbrot. So let's try that one. That has a great name, Sonnenkuchen. Inside are two pieces of very thin bread, like this. And this is what the bread looks like up close. Very dense. Doesn't really have much of a crumb at all. It smells kind of yeasty, but it smells almost like sourdough. It smells great. Kind of floppy and a little bit damp. It's good. It has a very unique texture. Kind of damp, grainy, very unlike any kind of bread that I'm familiar with, but delicious. Kind of an oatmeal texture to it, lots of texture, and like I said, kind of damp. Look at these beauties, aren't they great? This is Wildwurst von Wibele, and this one is Leberwurst. So I'm going to have that with the bread, made from roe deer and pork meat. And she said this is a seasonal sausage. So that's what the meat looks like, and when you cut it, it looks like this. Yum. So good. It's got a really delicious sausagey flavor. It tastes a bit like pate, but the texture is not smooth. It's a bit firmer, much like a sausage, but without the casing. A little bit of allspice in there, maybe some black pepper, but really delicious sausage. Love it. It reminds me a little bit of the kind of deviled ham that you can get in tins. It has that kind of tinned ham flavor, but delicious. A little slight smokiness, a little bit of porkiness, and there's some gelatin in there as well. Kind of gives it that meaty, unctuous, gelatinous yumminess. So good. Wildwurst. I love that logo. It's like a hunter's crest. This is Leberwurst. So Leberwurst is German for liverwurst. Leberwurst is made from wild boar and pork, and it has a little bit of green pepper in it. And she said it's very regional. And yes, I've eaten some already. So this has a very different texture, much, much smoother and much more like a pate. So let's give that a taste. Really nice. I think one of the hallmarks of this is it's really smooth consistency, and there's those little bits of pepper in there that have been pickled. So it's not spicy, but it's kind of like these bright notes, a slight little bit of tanginess, really rich and smooth and scrumptious. Like it a lot. So what goes really well with meat in terms of condiments? Mustard, Schwabenstetz, and this is a mustard that has horseradish in it. And similarly to my Emmy Eats Finland 2 video, where I ate some spicy mustard, it was called Turun Sinappia, and that was a hot mustard as well. But it also came in a tube. So as I mentioned before, lots of condiments in Europe come in tubes, which I think is so smart. Saves a lot of room in your fridge. And that's what the mustard looks like, a bright yellow color. Very different than the Turun Sinappia mustard. That one had a little sweetness. This isn't really sweet at all. Slightly vinegared, but really strong flavor of horseradish. For those of you not familiar with horseradish, it's a root, and it looks a bit like a parsnip or a carrot, and it's grated and often served with meats, and it has a really strong bite to it, peppery bite, and it causes your sinuses to kind of flush, similar to wasabi. This has a really strong horseradish flavor, but it doesn't have that heat necessarily of like wasabi, where it just makes you practically cry, which I love. So it has an assertive mustardy horseradish bite to it without being kind of fiery or uncomfortable. Delicious. Little Miss J also sent me beverages. I tried it yesterday already, as you can see. It's called Mezzo Mix, and I've never seen this drink before. It's advertised as Cola Kisses Orange, and that's what it looks like. Slightly lighter in color than I would say like a Coke or a Pepsi, with a light kind of orange tinge to it. But it smells like cola to me. Alright, come by. Yum. I love it. Really nice effervescent soda pop, like cola. I don't really detect any orange flavor, I have to say. It just tastes like a really good cola without being overly sweet. I love Coke, so whenever I have it, I always like to pour it on ice because I find it just a little bit too sweet. And I rarely drink it straight up like this. This I could just drink nicely chilled like this because it's a little less sweet. Delicious. I really like that. I don't detect any really orange flavor, and I would just say that it's kind of a really good cola, in my opinion. Mezzo Mix. These are called Wibele. Wibele is a regional sweet snack that you can buy at small local bakeries, and they are so cute. Hello, delivery truck. Thanks. They're all a little bit different. Some are larger, some are smaller, but they're kind of little twin peaks. All right, let's give them a taste. As you can hear, very, very crunchy and quite sweet. To me, they taste like they're made out of meringue or beaten egg whites, and they have been baked, not till the golden, but just till they've set up. They kind of remind me a lot of amaretti, actually. In my Emmy Eats Italy video, I think it was Emmy Eats Italy Part 2, I had cookies that were called amaretti. They have the same kind of meringue texture, light and crunchy and egg whitey and sweet. But those were very much almond. These taste like vanilla. Very, very cute, cute cookie. In my Emmy Eats Germany Part 3 video, I ate a candy that came in similar kind of cone packaging. But this is a little bit different. This is called Moritz. From what Little Miss J said, this needs to be chilled. So I actually had this sitting in my refrigerator to get nice and cold. So they're cold, and they have this kind of rectangular cube shape. And that's what they look like inside. A little bit of kind of a sunburst pattern. It smells chocolatey. Quite sweet. It's just chocolate. A milk chocolate. But I think what's really key about this is it has a very melty mouthfeel. It's a little bit waxy, but it just really glides and melts in your mouth. And I can understand why you would want it cold, because it keeps the integrity of the chocolate. It doesn't melt and ooze everywhere. Really nice feeling in the mouth though, kind of slippery. Bionade, ginger orange flavor. So I had to seal it. I opened it yesterday. I love this. This is my favorite bottle opener. I've had it forever. It's a bottle opener, and then you use this little cork bit and you can seal it again. Really great for keeping things fizzy. It's a naturally fermented drink, Little Miss J tells me, and they're kind of catching on in Germany. If you haven't seen my kombucha video, I'll put the link down below, but kombucha is a fermented drink as well that I make at home. It's a little bit weird, and the taste is definitely acquired, but I love it. This has a beautiful kind of orange hue to it. Kampai. Yum, I like that. Actually very tart. It's supposed to be ginger orange. I don't actually taste the ginger. Nor the orange, to be exact. To me, it just tastes like a really subtle kind of kombucha. There's like a fermented tanginess, a little bit of a yeasty flavor as well. Really, really like that. Refreshing and very lightly effervescent. Doesn't taste like carbonated water or something like that. It's more of like a mineral water in terms of the level of bubbliness. It's great. This is called Scho-ka-kola. Gorgeous. This is a tin, and this is how you open it. And this is amazing. I love it. Has a little piece of foam on top, and then beneath it is this. Look at this beautiful chocolate. It's like stadium seating or something. This is chocolate along with cola nut, which I think is supposed to give you energy. And as most of you know, I'm pregnant, so I don't want to consume any kind of energy things. But I'm going to have a little taste of this because it's just so gorgeous. Yum. Really nice snappiness to it. This is definitely for fans of dark chocolate. It has this kind of burnt espresso, chocolatey flavor to it. Very lightly sweetened, but just delicious. It's like a bittersweet chocolate with something else in there. Almost like chicory kind of notes or something in there. Quite nice. Brause Stäbchen, and this is the classic fizzy candy. Look how cute. This is similar to a candy that I had in my Emmy Eats Germany Part 3. I believe it was called Ahoy Brause. I think this one's lemon because it's kind of yellow. Very fizzy, and I'll even say foamy. So when you bite into it, it's very crumbly, similar to like a sweet tart. It's definitely got a tartness, and this one's a lemon fruit flavor. But then what's different than a sweet tart is this actually fizzes and foams in your mouth. It feels like it's a bit like it's kind of scouring your teeth in a good way. Emmy Eats Germany Part 3 as well. I ate a selection for their sports. This looks more like a chocolate bar. Wow, completely different. Inside is kind of like a whipped nougat with some kind of crispy bits in there. It's a really strong flavor of rum. It reminds me a little bit of a Polish candy I had. I believe it was called avocaat. And it reminds me of eggnog. These, I believe, are gherkins, which are tiny baby pickles, tiny cucumbers. Piece of bread, a little piece of the sausage. All right, so cute. It's like a little sandwich. Here we go. It has a nice little crunch to it. Vinegared, but sweet. It goes really nicely with that smoked meat. Let's have it with a drop of mustard as well. I actually like them best all together than separate. Really complex flavors. Excellent. It's like a deli in my mouth. These are called Sahne Muh-Muhs. Muh-Muhs is the sound of the cow. Inside are these beautiful little candies with a little cow on top. So, by the look of this, it looks very similar to a candy that I have in Poland called Krowki. And it looks like there's 2 layers of wrapping. It looks like a caramel. Has a bit of a crumbly texture, intensely sweet, kind of milky, but very caramelly-like. There's no chewiness, a bit like dulce de leche, something like that. This is called sunrise. This is Little Miss J's favorite. Looks a bit like a Rice Krispie, but in chocolate form. Very simple snack of puffed rice coated in chocolate. In my Emmy Eats Israel Part 3 video, I had some puffed rice, similar to this, but it was flavored with kind of a spice, maybe a cardamom flavor. This is flavored with chocolate, but it's delicious. Very simple and almost healthy tasting kind of snack. Alright, my gut is officially busted. Thank you so much, Little Miss J, for sending me such a huge, comprehensive package of German treats. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Toodaloo. Bye. Looks a bit more like a dog, but doesn't it look like a fox to you? Looks more like a dog to me with a weird tail. Oh well. I need orange or red. Oh, excuse me, just getting ready for the gun show.